Welcome back. So today we're working on this game, Pogo Stuck 3D. Yesterday, or 2 days ago actually, we ran into some issues with the controls, and I decided that it'd be better to fix those off stream. And so I'm going to show you what happened in between and where we are so far, and then we'll get into what we're actually going to do. So as you can see, the controls have been like pretty much polished up. We have ragdolling. Let's see. The camera is way better now. So right now I'm holding the right stick and I can pan around this way. If I hold R, it kind of snaps towards the direction you're trying to go. So if I do a big jump this way and I press R, we swivel around. And if you fall from a high height, it'll kind of look down for you to prepare you to, to land. So let me get up here. Oh, what a save. All right. So as you can see, the camera's kind of at like a mid angle downwards, but then the second I jump off, you'll see it. Yeah, you saw it. It looks down. I have it that way. This is the max jump height you can do, and the min you saw was just like this little adjustment hop. I'm not touching anything on the controller. Like pressing L is how you how you squat down. And so now if I were to jump from here and hold L all the way, I don't go any higher than I fell from. I think that's fair. So you can't just keep jumping up infinitely and gaining height. Actually, I think it might be losing a tiny bit each time. I don't know. Can I get back up? Okay, I can. Okay, yeah, so there's like a maximum, but then if you're above the maximum, then I'm sure you understand. I added this little spawn in when you die. So death looks like this. You can kind of wiggle a little bit. And the purpose of this is, okay, yesterday we had the guy who made Pogo 3D join the stream, and he made a fantastic suggestion. If you die, right, you can kind of control yourself in midair, and you can kind of direct where you want the guy to fall to. And then when you're ready to get back on the pogo stick, then you press start and it respawns for you. But you can't respawn unless you're on the ground. So if I get up here and I'm pressing, I die up here. Oh. I'm pressing restart. It didn't do it until I hit the ground. So basically, if you mess up, there's a panic which will kick in. It says, "Oh, I gotta land on the right ground." So you kind of are just like ragdolling to where you want to go, and hopefully you get onto solid ground, so that way that can happen. And I just reused the smoke, like, from my other game that the last one, Chopping Block, because I don't want to do this whole like get up animation thing. By the way, is the audio too loud? It's probably could be a little quieter. So this guy, Hedge Wizards is his name. He said he suggested having this like get up animation, so he would fall and then you land on the ground. Well, that was some bounce, jeez. And then he would kind of put his hands on the ground, and then he would squat up, and then he would pick up the pogo stick and get started again. But I thought that was like, first of all, it's kind of complicated to get up from a ragdoll. You'd have to like have the animator, you'd have to figure out like, are they on their stomach? Then you'd have to do a push-up, but if you're on your back, like this, come on. If you're on your back, then it's kind of like a push-up backwards, and if you're on your side, then it's kind of like, so there's a lot of different ways it can happen that would like look good. So I figured, and on top of that, it's like too slow to watch. So I just figured, you just press the button, you're up and ready to go. So it saved me some time. So the only issue that remains is the trail is like kind of jagged, especially if you're you see how it's like squiggly? That's like a small like cosmetic issue which I'm gonna fix. Oh, I also added that if you're behind something, you get a silhouette, and if the camera goes into something, you kind of see through it in this like semi-transparent thing. And eventually, I do want to have it work so that way it's like it turns into like stipple dots that, you know, I think in the best example I could think of is I know it's in Mario Party 10. When the camera goes in, when the camera gets close to something, it like turns into dots. And so, I had this idea also to have the camera like, it's like impossible to go into solid objects. Like a lot of games do this, where it's like a physical camera. If you try to go in here, it doesn't let you, and then maybe it zooms in. But I've always found that to be kind of annoying. Sorry, I've always found that to be kind of annoying. I don't like when the camera does when it like kind of just takes a mind of its own, and it's like, oh no, we're actually gonna go this way. We're gonna zoom in. So I'm like, you know what? We'll just have the camera go inside. I don't care if it violates reality. Most people, like, by this point in their lives, especially if they're playing a game like this, kind of understand, like, yeah, obviously a game is not a real world. There's limitations and stuff, so I don't mind. But yeah, I think it's really cool. Like, you have normal view of the character, then you have the silhouette view around the corner, and then you have this view. You know, it's kind of like rare to even see the silhouette, but it's there. And I chose like a pretty dark color for the silhouette. All right, so now we're all cut up. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention: these moving things. So, if I get on that rotating thing, what do you think should happen? All right, so, oh god, if I jump up there. In the real world, I think what would happen is the ground would swipe the pogo stick out from underneath Jim, and he would fall. But in this game, it sticks to the pogo stick sticks to the ground, and you gain its momentum. So like this. You saw that? It like centrifugal forced me off the thing. And of course, oh gosh, I gotta get out of here. That's a problem. I'll figure that out. But so yeah, you saw like if I get on, that's a better example. It really flings you, and so it also works on this linear moving platform, which is like, I mean, it's going really fast for clarity. Obviously, it's like in the game, it's never going to be going this quickly. Yeah, that kind of did it. You saw. I think this is kind of cool. This will create some interesting platforming challenges. Especially maybe if it's like you're trying to get off the wall and it's like coming towards you, something like that. But a really cool example of this is this one, the case where it's going up and down, because it's kind of like if you've ever been in an elevator, especially ones in like really tall skyscrapers that accelerate quickly, you've noticed that like gravity like feels stronger when you're going up, and like it feels weaker on the way down. So like, and that makes sense because of like physics and inertial frames and stuff. But if I jump while it's accelerating upwards, I get more height, like you see. And if I do it on the way down, I get less height. Well, that was a bad example. Like, nope. Yeah, like that. So now this kind of creates like a timing kind of thing, and also you can kind of, if you keep timing this right over and over again, you can gain height infinitely, but it's really hard. Like, you'd have to figure out ways to make sure your jump always lands on the correct cycle and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe in like a task run or something, someone could make that really crazy. But I think a human being would be like wildly hard, which is good. It's nice to have a nice high skill ceiling. There is an issue with this, which you kind of saw before, which I wanted to mention, which is if you are underneath, let's say you die here, right? You spawn where Jim is laying down. So if I were to spawn there, that could happen. And sometimes it doesn't even... that can, like, insta kills are going to be kind of annoying. Let me get down there. Okay. For some reason, it's not happening here. See, you can see kind of the weirdness of the fact that it sticks there instead of slipping off. But I think it's funny. I think it's good. But yeah, another problem is that because of the way the way the platforms move is done with a specific way of like strategy and code, it doesn't actually create like a impact, right? So if I get hit from the side, normally what would happen is, you know, Jim would go flying towards the camera, but in this situation, it just kind of cuts him in half, and he gets kind of like stuck in the ground in that like sort of comical ragdoll glitchy kind of thing. Let's see if I can get it again. Yeah, his legs get like, you know, really wonky. And so I think that's something I'm going to fix later. I'm not going to do it on camera because I don't think I'm going to ever program on camera again. That was probably a big mistake. A little boring to watch. Today, what we're going to focus on is we're just going to add a few more details to the visuals and the sound. So we have the pogo stick sound, and that's kind of it, along with the hit sound effects. It's fine. But if you're way up here, right? So I'm gonna get up there. If you fall from a high height, the springing is slower. You see that? So da da versus da da. So there's like a charging up little thing that happens, which is also in Pogo Stuck. And there's no visual or audio cue of what's happening. So the first thing I want to do is add that, like maybe some kind of sparking or flashing lights or something to show that like your pogo stick is like building up a lot of momentum. And then a sound effect for it, right? Maybe some camera shake. And then also I want to add some wind for if you're like wind camera shake, and also there's like the anime like speed lines. So this thing, I'm going to add that in there as well. So there's just a few cosmetic improvements, and then once that's done, we can get some meat on the bones, and we can leave this checkerboard boring test map and start like actually fleshing out the map. So that's the plan for today. I kind of already got started. I spent the morning kind of shopping around for sound effects. I know what I want to do. I'm thinking about a sci-fi charge up, which I'll give you an example of in a second, followed by a gunshot. So like an explosion kind of thing, which again also I think is similar to Pogo Stuck. So things are starting to take shape. Oh, that was a nice recovery. That was not. Yeah, so we're going to get into the overall design of the map that makes it the most interesting for the gameplay. Got to talk about like the overall design of how the game should be played. And also I'm rethinking about whether or not to have checkpoints. Watch this. Oh, I was going to go off the ceiling, but I messed up the angle. Part of the problem is that, as you can see, Jim's head is not perfectly lined up with the plane of the pogo stick. So from behind, it looks like he's leaning back a little bit because depth is kind of hard to see like this. So maybe this is like the optimal camera angle. But you can't control his rotation. Maybe that's worth adding. So that way you can spin Jim around like an air roll, like in Rocket League. We'll see. If people want that, we'll add it. Oh, and yeah, I also have that respawn sound effect, which is just a little C major chord. Simple stuff. All right, so let me show you the sound effect. So what we have here is, this is the one I want to use for the, I'm thinking about that for the charge up. It's kind of too dramatic. It's like too huge. And then for the, you know, the classic gunshot explosion combination for when you, wait, that's not the one. This is the one. Nope, that's not it either. Yeah, that one. So this is like if you land like a humongous jump that may be charged for like 2 or 3 seconds. It's kind of like a meme. And then I also want to add metal pipe falling when you die. This is one of my favorite sound effects ever. It's so funny. So let's get this quickly in there first. I'm thinking about subtly sneaking it in when you die. It's like the sound of the pogo stick crashing. Let me go. Let's open up Audacity. Get it in there. It's so loud that it like I think it's clipping the whole way. And of course we got to make it fade a bit, and it's way too long. All right, so that's good. I'm thinking about, let's fade it first, somewhere starting here. Fading, fade out. I think we just do the whole thing again. Fade out. It's still too long, so maybe it's best to cut some like this. Let me start over. Okay, let's cut from like here, and then probably more. That's probably good. And then let's do a short one, fade out, and then a longer one. It sucked because there's 2 hits, and they're both pretty good. There's that one, and then there's this one. So maybe I just kind of get rid of the. I don't know why I'm trying so hard. It's a pipe. It's gonna be quiet. So maybe I'll just kind of just do a kind of quick job here. Nope. Whatever. It'll be quiet. And here we're going to choose OGG because MP3 files always have a little bit of delay in the front because of the way the compression works. Oh, we need to figure out where it goes. Metal pipe. Let's hop over here and let's add it in. Player scripts. Oh, VJ, I got through to you. I see. I don't see on the. I'll see you on. Yeah, I wanted to stream this part. I didn't want to stream the programming. That's why I didn't want to stream yesterday. I will see you on the court later. Hopefully your mishits are less frequent. We're gonna play badminton later, he and I. One of my friends, VJ. Real fan. This VJ, if you're still watching, this should be your theme. This should be like your celebration. Let's make a song out of metal pipe falling. All right. So I gotta put in the metal pipes here. So now when you die, I cringe every time you say you play that visibly. Good. I want this to be an absolutely disturbing, jarring, horrible sound. But it is going to be quiet. So I need to go to here. Sneak it in. And I'm going to make the volume 0.1 out of 1. All right, let's see what happens. It sounds really different in this context. It's pretty goofy. I kind of like it. One thing that's happening is there's multiple colliders that detect when you die, and so and each time it detects the collision, it calls that function, which is kill Jim. And so I never actually checked to make sure it doesn't happen twice, so it was killing Jim multiple times. It doesn't make sense. I might actually get rid of it. It doesn't make sense to play bonk. It doesn't really make sense to play when his head hits the wall. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have the sound come from the pogo stick itself. So it sounds very metallic and it makes sense visibly. So the way to do that would be all the colliders have this tumble detection script, which every time it detects some impact, it plays a sound, which is one of these. Is this it? No. It plays one of these. And so all I got to do now is just hook that up with tumble collision detector, and then I can put this, hook it up like this. Let's pop in that sound effects. Move this over here. Volume 0.1, pitch variation 0.1. I think that's what it is for him as well. Yeah, okay. And then we just have to take it out of this guy. Oh, what? Here it is, okay. Alright, so now the pogo stick makes some noise. It's so loud. Yeah, let's not do that. Let me quarter the volume. Why is it so loud? This darn sound effect must be ridiculously... Wait. I guess maybe it's the distortion? The fact that it clips just makes it crazy loud. It's still too loud. 0.005. Jesus. Couldn't even hear it that time. It's, in my ears, the sound like stands out like a sore thumb because I've heard metal pipe sounds so many times. I don't know if it's like going to be jarring for people or if it'll fly under the radar. I don't know. Like that time I didn't hear it. That time I didn't hear it also. You think it's okay? Okay, good. So we'll keep it then. It definitely is like a little too... the volume is good. I don't know if it's completely necessary though. Oh, it definitely is necessary. Metal pipe is always necessary. I think it's too low of a pitch though. It's like the metal pipe. Let me just increase the pitch and you'll see what I mean. Change pitch. Percent change 1. What does 0 do? Nothing. Okay. Change pitch to be like a 15% increase. It just sounds like a humongous pipe as opposed to like a little pogo stick. It's occurring multiple times still, but that's okay because I want it to play every time it makes an impact with the ground. Kind of like how like there's all those hits and thuds as you tumble. Cringe, 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 right? I guess I could bring the volume down here a little bit. Okay, so pitch. I want it to sound more like a pogo stick falling, which means I might not have to... Oh, that sounds terrible. Got you. Nice. Oh, that was a... Is that better? Sorry. The stream is turning into an ear sore. I think it is better. Maybe even a little more. Yeah, I like it. But now it does sound a little it's a little too short. I don't know. It sounds echoey and hollow, which makes sense in the context of the sound. Much better. Okay. Perfect. OGG. Did I just... Where did that just go? It went to player sounds. Let's add him, put it back over here. Okay. So much these details, you know. Yes, that's way better. That makes so much more sense. It's very industrial, but it works. Come on, I'm trying to die here. That time it didn't play, but I think I know why. The frequency isn't enough. This is like basically like the likelihood that it's gonna play. When there's so many, so in the let's see, in the tumble system for the actual man's like corpse, he has his arm, his upper arm and lower arm for each side. So that's 4 parts. He has the same for the legs, which is 8. Then he has the 3 parts of his body, which is 11, and then his head is 12. So there's 12 different things constantly banging into the ground and each other. So I added a little like threshold that says you have to roll dice basically, and if you get a 6, let's say, then it rolls. And so that just basically cuts out the number of sounds that plays. Otherwise, it's too much. But because the pogo stick is literally just a box collider, and it's not going to hit as many things, I think it might be okay to have a higher frequency. Yeah. Perfect. I like that. I've never actually tried a pogo stick, so I don't know if it would sound like this when you hit the ground. I imagine it's probably similar to like if you were to knock a bike over. It doesn't sound like metal pipe falling anymore too, which is nice. Wait, where are we? Okay, that's done. Let's do this. So the next order of business is the charging. So this is going to be a little bit more complicated. So what do you think about this charging effect? It is like really huge. It's probably overkill, so maybe there might be a better one. Because I just looked up charging sound effect, and of course it gives me like Godzilla atomic breath. Like, I don't need something that catastrophic. Laser of Doom. That's definitely overkill. You kind of like that one? You're talking about the one before, right? Yeah, I also kind of like this one. And then following it up with an explosion. Not that sci-fi like boom thing. Just that one doesn't have a great impact. Just use the end. Might have to mess around with the pitch. Yeah. That one is solid. It sounds like it's really far away. Want to hear the other one again? This is the one that's like humongous. I'm literally using meme sound effects in the game. It's very funny. That's the one. You're talking about this one? And then this is the other one. It's like kind of, it's maybe too far away. What do you call it? Oh, this one, right? It might be nice to layer with this. So actually, I'm gonna grab it. Drop it in. Player sounds, yeah. Go explosion. Okay, so. And now let's just throw the charging in here as well. I think I already exported it, right? Explosions here, yeah. Here. So this sound effect's about 4 seconds long. So one thing I actually have to do that I forgot is I need to set a maximum for how much you can actually charge for. So basically it's unbounded right now. So let's say you were to fall from 1,000 meters in the air, you may end up holding the button down for like 10 seconds, which I think is kind of too long. So let's handle charge. Yeah, so it could go infinitely, right? If your stored velocity is very, very high. So let's just make sure that we pick the min between this and what do you think? Maybe like 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 seconds. So now at the min function, so if this is bigger, it'll pick the, yeah, that's good. So that comes out to be here in the sound effects. I'm also thinking about putting a bit of silence in the front, so that way it doesn't. I don't want it to. I don't want it to always play like this. You know, it should always. It should wait a bit. So let's generate some silence. And then bring them together. That's probably too much. Because I think it's 0.3. So let's go with 0.3 here. A little more. Oops. Okay. We'll just throw it in, see how it sounds. Sci-fi charge. So now we need to add this to this guy. Oops. This one and explosion. So now land should probably play. Ooh, I just thought of something which could be a problem. I'm thinking, how do I have to just make sure that I stop the charging when you jump, which means I need to remember that one. So let me make a variable. So now I just have this function creates a little empty that plays the sound effect, and then it destroys itself when the sound effect is done. I just now need to return it so that way I can remember for later. So when I land, let's go with the thing I just made. What was it called? Charging speaker equals play sound effects sci-fi charging 1 and pitch randomize. Let's go with false. And then when you jump, let's destroy it. This is definitely going to cause an abrupt end to the charging. It's like it has to fade a little bit, but also the explosion may come in handy. If charge fraction, wait. Let's just throw in how long the charge time was. So now, if charge time was greater than 0.32-ish, then we play the explosion. And randomize the pitch. Yeah, sure. It may not be necessary. Oh man, I'm already laughing. Didn't even... It was an error, but it was still funny. Oh, it's so overkill. It's like it's like it's too big. So maybe I will change the pitch. Maybe you were right with that, VJ. No, I'm trying to go this way. The charging isn't kicking in, which is weird. It doesn't really make sense. It doesn't sound like it's coming from the pogo stick. It just sounds like there's a war going on somewhere far away. So this doesn't work. So maybe the explosion isn't the way to go, or maybe just not that particular one. All the guns just kind of sound like war, so forget that. Sci-fi explosion was the other thing I was thinking, but again, that just kind of sounds like a war. Maybe like electric blast. Electric explosion. Do people actually like, is this, how would you use this? It's like 400 things happening. Okay, but I guess we could try also pitching it up, which I should do first. So change speed and pitch. Let's go with a big number. with like 100. I don't love it. Just kind of sounds like a gun now. What if we keep going though? It's kind of losing. It's like it doesn't have any character. It's kind of dry like this. I don't know. Let's get the electric surge blast. This is the house pulling up. Like, why are they all so humongous? Dark energy blast. Like, there's no way this is gonna be right. Yeah. Just use the end. That's sound selection is hard as hell. Even if you like it one day, you may not like it the next. I don't know. There are some sound effects I could listen to over and over again, like the portal gun. All those sound effects are so good. Actually, all the sound effects in that game are good. Like the button, the voices of the turrets. Like I think that. But it is definitely hard. Oh, there's so many gross ones. That was a cool visual. Oh, that was just his intro. That's kind of nice, actually. But I don't know. And the visuals are stunning. I just don't know. Not right. Portal did everything right. Yeah, they did. Is it just the same thing? Small bomb. What does Pogo Stuck use? Oh. Oh, it uses a gunshot also. Right? But it looks like it's some kind of power-up or something. So maybe the gun was the way to go. I don't know. I'll bring them back. Where were they? Yeah, here they are. Get rid of all this junk. Too big. It's too big. But that one also could be pitched up. So we have this. And we didn't hear the charge up at all. So let's artificially make this like 100 for now. So we can hear it. I kind of like this one. It's too much of a meme not to use. We'll see. It's nice and short too, which I like. I'm gonna head out. All right. Thanks, VJ. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you later on the court. Oh, I already got it. So I guess that'll do. Let's go gunshot here. And then switch out explosion for gunshot. So let's go to let's go here, and add in the gunshot. The laser charging isn't happening at all. And I don't like the gun. Maybe with visuals it'll be better. I don't know. But yeah, where's the... where does this go? Does charging not get created? Should be in land. Sci-fi charging. Did I spell it wrong? Oh, sci-fi charge. Oh. Why didn't it... Oh. Nice. Unreachable code. Happens. And for the visuals, I think I'll just do this for now. I already have bloom enabled, so I'll just have some lights come on really bright, like the charge, and then I'll add the camera shake, and then we'll call that a day for that stuff. I'm thinking like this kind of color. It gets super bright. Sphere. Put it here. And then we ramp it up. the camera is not. There we go. Those processing's on. Oh, I guess I never turned on the volume. Okay. Let's create an empty. I'm gonna call this global volume. So I'm gonna add the post-processing now. Volume. And override blue. We'll go with 2, 1. And then inside of the player, just to enable it on the camera. And now we just have to add, create a 3D object sphere. And where should it go? I'm thinking like, it should be right here at the, maybe like right there. Have that little ring thing charge up. This would be like light. But I also think it should come from down here. We'll see how it works for now. Let's give it the charge material. And then oh, that's nice actually. It is flickering though because it's too small. Oh, that looks great. If I just keep bumping it up. Oh, I want there to be. Oh man, I gotta add a light source too. Do I even need the? Maybe this doesn't even need to be emissive. Oh no, kind of does. Oh, that looks so good. We'll have the intensity go up. So this is like the max. What about here? 10. And the range. What does this really even do? Oh, I see. That's crazy. It's like it's showing on his arm too. Oh man. Maybe it's a little too much. Okay, that looks right. That's kind of ridiculous. I wish it wasn't so much on the immediate area. Or you know what you could do? I could turn it off on the player. Culling mask. Does it look better with or without that? Probably better. Because it looks good on his head and his shoulders, but then on his foot it looks terrible. I'll leave it on. Okay, so we just have the intensity go from 0 to 10. So now we need to update the light. So if the point lights, so we need some references to things. I didn't really want to code today, but I guess I have to. we need a reference to the material, or just actually, you know what? It could be just the public beam object lights. The charge light is probably a little more descriptive, and then drop it in. Dot set color, set float. I think it's like this. Charge fraction. Times 10, and then the light intensity went from 0 to 10 as well. And then we just have to make sure we reset these values when we jump. I don't know, maybe here. Okay, now let's go set it up in here. Add component lights, real time, 10 and 30. And then we should have to reference it here. Okay. And I just want to verify that I typed in how to change emission strength in Unity material. Emissive color. Yeah, that's set color. Okay. Let's do the color dot black up here. Pretty close. Let's go with color yellow times this. This is set color. Okay, should be good. Oh, I have to make sure the charge fraction now can't be too high. That's weird. Why is it not? Huh. It doesn't look like it's changing the color at all. So something is wrong with this. mission color. Oh, I was right. Well, we'll see. I keep forgetting to change the color of the light. But again, it's not updating the color of the... Oh, the gunshot is way too loud. And also, oh yeah, also the color was wrong. Needs to be kind of more like this. The gunshot is still like way too loud. I might even just go with 0.1 because I hate the sound effect. And then also, I probably need to turn the light off. And then we'll maybe like a little bit louder, and then also the charging. Oh, that's in land. This could be quieter as well. Okay. I don't like it at all, but I don't really know how to fix it, so it's good enough for now. Okay. And then let's just put this back. All right, let's switch gears and start actually making the map. So let's make a new scene here. So I don't know what to call it, like other than map. Oh, and then push what we have, so we added charging. Okay, so I have an acid pack that I have used in another project, which I'm going to use again. And it is something I bought, which I know is gross. But it's not like only up, and it's not like it's stolen. At least it's not that bad. Of course, it would be better if I had like a team of people. But you do what you do. And this basically is like it's a city. Low poly megapolis. There's like trees, and there's cars, and there's all kinds of stuff. And so, just gonna put them up floating in the sky, as you do. So let's make the ground. Oops. So I'm thinking about having the map overall be a... No, wait. let's get this. Okay, so put him in front and center. And now, okay, so now here's where we start getting interesting. So now let's start with let's start with my favorite thing in here, which is this tree. And let's make it quite a lot bigger. And for the ground, let's hop into Blender. Alright, so we'll start with a plane. And I did this trick before. Where you start with something like this and then you just kind of like, now I make a like a plane, and we're gonna make like a path, and the path is gonna be maybe, should the map be bigger than this? I'm thinking about having like a playable area which is about this big and maybe like 4 times as high, and that's kind of it. Maybe a touch bigger. And then of course the ground actually goes bigger than this. But yeah, we're gonna start with a path. And then we're gonna have, I'll show you what I mean in a sec. Oh, what? And so then what you do is you make like a little bump in it, and then you can kind of put the path like following a similar sort of thing, and then you use Boolean to make it like line up right. So I'm going to make this quickly to test. So I'm going to go to the Boolean and I'm going to make it a with this one, and I'm actually going to do intersect. Let's move it up a touch, and so then you have like a path here. The geometry is horrible, but it looks okay. So let's save this to the right spot. And then we need to export it. Select, let's do everything, Y forward, apply transform. And then let's drop in the ground. .fbx 0, scale. Oh, perfect. And then we'll put some grass in there, of course. Oh, this needs collider. Yeah, both of these are going to go on the ground layer. Get a mesh collider. And all is good. Close this, and now that we're organized, open it up again like this. Toss in the material, which actually we could probably just reuse this. Whoa. That is pretty cool. Yeah, so the player starts like this. And then the path there we go. I kind of like this pink color for a path. is there a camera here? Okay. Oh. The grass is like a little too small, right? I think. There we go. So the game kind of starts like this. You're kind of jumping over like holes and rocks and stuff. I don't know why the shadow is so much uglier here than it was in the test map. Do I need to change this something for the light settings in here to match the other scene? I don't think so. So I'm using the same renderer. That's weird. The lighting feels completely different. This compared to this. Why does this feel so... Oh, because of the skybox, that's why. The sky is so ugly. Yeah, that's good. Alright. Looks hideous, but we're getting there. Now, I want to have the light. One last coding thing is I don't want the light to turn on until like it actually starts playing the sound. It's still kind of happening. Just getting rid of the lights doesn't happen. It doesn't turn on too soon. Oh, and I forgot to make the grass bigger here. That is freaky looking, huh? Yeah, the light looks better now with this. Yeah, so we're gonna get a texture for the path, but for now the color will do. The ground looks like it has a disease. Without the blades, it looks so gross. Yeah, this is okay. It does feel a little small though, I'll admit. But I like the workflow. The path looks good. The ground feels nice and solid. I say that because I've had issues, and the width of it is also pretty good. So now let's I think I'm gonna make this touch bigger. Delete this, and then we're gonna scale this up, I think about double. Should work. And let's make this path again. Let's get that boolean in there. It intersects, apply, and then move it up. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, but where's the ground? Oh, I see. So this is a little bit of an annoying workflow, actually. But I'll think of something better. Is there one little grass particle? Yeah, I think if you completely fail, that's not like an unreasonable amount of distance to travel. Takes about 20 seconds to get across this. Let's see. Just doing laps. And I want to use, I wonder how to use that other space. I don't know. Okay, so it's 12:34, 12:37, ready, go. I'm thinking about having multiple paths that feed into the middle. And then you start going up from the middle, and then you kind of spiral around. And it comes like a cone, like it spirals more tightly. So that way you can't just like do a huge jump off to the side. And then... Oh, it takes longer than 20 seconds, wow. Oh my, it takes like 40 seconds. But but of course we're only gonna go to the middle, so it's only about half that. That's fair. That's fine. And I think also it'd be okay because there may be a way for you to, if you fall from a very high height and then you bounce, then you make people can like turn and you. So it's okay. This is good. And I don't know if I like a bump shape or more like a, I don't know, like a bowl. I think a bump's okay, but then you can't really see where you're going. Or can't, maybe I could put like a huge tower here so you know where to go. I don't know. But let's get more of the assets in there. I think getting a city makes sense. So let's go prefabs, buildings. Yeah, so all right. We know the flat top ones. So all these are gonna be helpful. This may come in handy. Oh man, now I don't know. I think definitely having multiple ways up to the top sounds good, but then definitely having one big one, one behemoth, kind of like maybe like a One World Trade Center kind of style. It's got like a rotation to it, where it's like clearly the tallest one. You gotta get to the tip. Other one? Is there one like this? One like that in here already? Maybe like this one if I scale it up. They already have mesh colliders, which is so nice. Yeah, so we do like the most urban buildings in the middle, and then we do like these kind of like Brooklyn Queens kind of buildings over here. Yeah, how big is this? Is it like appropriately sized? Kinda is. If I change the layer to ground. Wow, you can pogo up entire buildings. It definitely like that is so funny. So what happens if I do this? Yeah, okay, it doesn't. That's good to know. I may need to put like invisible walls on the far side, just or on the default layer. But you can just go off of buildings. The light didn't turn off, which is annoying. But I think it could be like a little bit bigger. Something like this feels about right. Oh, maybe that's too big. Yeah, that's good. So I gotta reconstruct an entire city. I wonder if I could just take the one from the other place that I have. I have another map. Oh, this is funny. Imagine seeing this out your window. Yeah, I like this a lot. And then you can kind of go. Okay, yeah, this will work. Okay. I might not even need to have a bump in the middle then. Alright, let's plan this out more carefully. So everything starts with like a huge, maybe it's like this kind of shape, and this is the hugest building. And there's some water in the middle. And you have like urban, suburban, and then but I don't really want to just put houses around in a huge circle like that. Because there's not like a ton of these. What else we got in here? There's more nature. Props. Yeah. And then the road ones. Yeah, I think having a bump in the middle is actually going to be like a huge issue. So, oh man, I'm having so much trouble with deciding on the, because I really don't want to have this like hard edge here. But I think I know how to fix it. Let's just put a cylinder like this, about this big. We can chop, or let's view face normals and flip them around. I think it's Alt N, flip. We can trash this face. Actually, yeah, we don't want that face. And we don't need this one either. So that'll come in handy for like the border. But I don't want it to be like super flat. Ah, it's fine. Probably the way to do it would be to start with like a, you can't really subdivide a circle, right? It doesn't work. Unless, you know what I could do? Start with a plane. Scale 2. Delete this other thing. Oh, what? Alright, fine. Scale 2, and then subdivide a ton. Maybe I'm not really talking a lot because this is an intense amount of thinking. We do sharp and then this. We blow it up into a circle. Oh, that is sick. I've never seen geometry like that before. And all the sides are still 4. And then what we do is we take the circumference. Oh wow, doesn't even know how to, doesn't know what to do. We go around the back, and then we could do this. Turn the proportional editing back on, and we make like a hill. Let's go with smooth actually. Oh, but then wait, when you go high up, you're gonna be able to see over it. How do you make something look infinitely far? Let's make it like really big, I guess. Put some like fake mountains. Whoa. Oh wow. There's a glitch happening with the shader that's like making everything like move when it really shouldn't. It's pretty bad over here. That's so interesting though. Okay. Let's get the grounded. Alright, how big is that? That's too small. Yeah. Now this is going to be invisible. But for now I'm going to give it like a nice, like light red. Just so I like can see the edge. And then, oh, shade smooth has to get turned on, duh. Okay. And then we can give it the grass material. Okay. It still feels small though. So then, now we have to find this guy. Oh, and also gotta give it some. So this is the wall. So this is default size. This is perfect. We actually do not want there to be any collision here. But then this one we do. So this one we put the ground, add mesh collider. Okay, and then where's the spawner? It's here. Okay. Okay. I think it's too low. Let's put this on the ground. Okay. Now you can get up the building if you want. Oh! Come on. Oh no. Okay. Oh, whoa, look at that. The clipping plane is like just barely starting to get activated on the camera. You can see there's like a a hole coming out of the wall there. Alright, it's empty for now. Empty for now. This is pretty cool. The grass is weird. But that's okay. So let's start building. So let's get the biggest building in here, the center of the universe. I want it to be like a really impressive building, you know? I don't really want to make it so it's fine. And let's go to, so we're in the prefab buildings now. Yeah, these were the ones that can get like really big. And all need a scale of 1.3. Yeah, it's not like interesting to climb up that. I may have to make one building. Fine. Let's open up another blender. If we take one of these buildings, we actually might be able to do that. So let's import one of the buildings here. I think it's called house, which is really kind of strange. Yeah, house 52. Or house 50, sounds good. Okay, so we start with this. Never actually done this before. This is cool. And then let's scale x2, and then let's give it a twist. And I don't know, is this an extra piece? I hope it is. Oh man, these are all separate. I guess that's fine. This is like the rooftop axis. Okay. And now we give it a twist. Kind of want even taller. No. Yeah. Okay. The wireframe. And let's spin it around linearly. Oh, that is sick. 2 twists or 1? 1 or 2? 2 looks kind of crazy. So 1 twist. And then once you get up here, this should be a little bit less. I guess this should too. And then now here's where we add this like tower thing, which I don't know how I'm gonna add. I don't know, that's just so cool to me. Let's just export this as a let's make this like another one. House 53, sure. I'm in the prefab, so I'm going to go to models. Let's toss it in, house 53. Okay. We just have to copy the material from. Oh, there's 2 of them, so let's be careful about how we do this. Open up inspector on this one. Okay. It looks, something's not right. But it'll have to do. Yeah, and how big is this thing? Oh, there's no collider yet. So it's not like humongous, but it's up there. Maybe if I do 3, like that is a building. All right. So we're gonna switch this out for this one, and then. I mean, that is that is high. What is going on here? I have this restriction in here for if you're too far away from the game, it just kind of kills you automatically. So now we don't need this anymore, but the less than -15 is still good. So that's if you go below the ground somehow and you just kind of get killed. Respawning there is going to be a problem. But yeah, so this is the top. Wow. So that's the experience of falling. Okay, it is pretty tall. Jeez. Actually, you may be able to just pogo your way straight up this building. Oh, no, maybe not. If you could get the right angle, maybe? Nah, it's not worth it. That is sick, though. Wow. And now I just want to make sure the player never clips below the ground like that. I'm just gonna make a solid ground here. And then re-export this. You should never really have a collider that is just a plane or something. You gotta have some kind of depth to it. It makes it a little safer. So now I bet if I collapse into the ground the same way, probably won't clip through. It kind of did. That's interesting. I've never seen that happen before. It could be because it's a mesh collider. Yeah, but you can see that definitely is more solid. Unity does something with calculation to make it that way. It knows if you're like inside the collider, if there's some volume to it. That I'll never get over that. That's like really wild. Let's see what happens. Right on the back. Maybe box is the way to go. Oh, whoops. Ah. I'll just have a box separately. Let's go with minus 50, 100. I think it's simpler for the calculation. gosh. Oh my god. I wonder why start doesn't work here. Definitely some issues with programming. I'm having a blast though. Wow. I didn't think it was possible, but it is. That sound effect is driving me crazy. I could do this 100 times. That is frightening. Oh, I missed. Okay. Okay. Looking good. Let's just lock this stuff. And I just want to make sure that the ground doesn't start curving until... Yeah, there's some good amount of playable area here. Okay. All right. I don't know if I'm going to use this grass thing, but I might. So let's move all this stuff. So this is the center of the universe. This building. This is the beginning of everything. Let's start surrounding it with stuff. So this is going to be a real challenge. It's going to be tough. Let's go to the prefabs and I want everything to like feel right in the scale. So if I go to vehicles, that's where it was, and I put a car in here, or a bus, like it looks really small. Everything feels small. Maybe it's because he's too big. Can I just like scale him down? What's the 1.3 I think was the point. He's like 0.75 is the inverse. Yeah, I think that's right. But now I gotta make sure he's correct in... Does everything still work the same? Hope so. Yeah, actually it does. But now the camera's too far. Whoa. I kind of hate the grass texture. I might have done this already. What game would it be in? Grass texture. Actually, I don't know. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. I'm thinking about using something like this. Oh, that's really low quality. Oh, I know where to go. Really, there's no grass texture. Interesting. Oh, I gotta show you something sick. I found a website that generates normal maps with just one image. It's crazy. That looks good, but I doubt it's seamless. Height is 1200. Oh, it is. That's cool. Okay. All right. We're gonna put this into the ground. And then look at this. Check this out. Some smart guy figured out how to do this. Isn't that crazy? How does this work? It is so cool. Material. Whoa. That's pretty cool. Let's go with the actual ground though. So this is the wall. Let's name these things so I can actually remember what they do. Let's go with ground. And collider. I'll make this a child of this and kind of hide it. Gotta make it tile better. Yeah, that looks so bad. But then we add the normal map and a little bit less hideous. Kind of. Not really. Oh man, I love that so much. I know this is like horribly wrong. It looks more like the green seaweed salad at the Japanese restaurant. I think that's just amazing. Um, yeah, grass is not really that shiny, so that's so ugly. God, that's bad. Especially over here. Oof. Putrid. It's a real eyesore. But we'll fix that later. it's gonna be hard to ignore, gotta be honest. Yeah, let's just start building the roads. This might actually take a very long time. Now that I'm thinking about it, I gotta place all these assets all over the entire ground, and then this whole like above section where you have to go like woo, spiraling. I don't know. It's gonna take a while. Making roads. Oh. Wow, that's interesting. But nope, that's not what we want. That looks good. Okay. Successfully rotated the road. Rotated the road. Okay. Well, we did one circle of road. Oh, geez. This is gonna take a long time. Oh, darn. That took like 5 minutes, so it's probably gonna take several days to fill this whole thing up. Well, gotta move quickly. Also, I just noticed that this building collides with it goes I think it's like a highway or something. It's the same width. I think there is a highway in here. Is this? Yeah, you can do something like this. This is gonna take forever. A few more. It's not bad. Not bad. I do want to put on some music though. Alright, I think I'm going to sign off and do the rest of this off stream. But thanks for watching.